Crashing Waters at Creation. It's in our hymnal. It's number 455. I was drawn to this when I had my choice of, looking at Sundays and Seasons for this week by the imagery, crashing waters at creation. Well, it didn't take me long to figure out, yes, it was another kind of obscure one. I had to dig a little bit. The author is Sylvia G. Dunstan. She was born in 1955. She died 38 years later of liver cancer. She wrote this text, though, to accompany a prayer for blessing of the water of the baptismal rite in the United Church of Canada. And she undertook this task as part of her work as an editor of liturgies and baptism and for the renewal of baptism in her denomination. She was raised by her grandparents, and the religious roots were Methodist and Salvation Army. And she was ordained in the United Church of Canada in 1980. Well, like I said, I was immediately drawn to this just because of the imagery. It was inspired much by the imagery of water in relationship to the Holy Spirit, the flowing. What imagery? The practical application is what she suggests when she was writing this, what she suggests that we do in the church. Well, when this song precedes a baptism, it can be sung to complement at the baptismal font, getting it ready, the water poured in front of the congregation as they get ready. Or if there's no baptism taking place, then someone can just come up and pour water from a jug in, and don't even worry if it's splashing, because we're singing about crashing waters and water that stood and trembled. The first 3 verses are on moments when the power of water and the power of the Holy Spirit unite forces, and it makes God's presence felt. Wow. Verse 1, crashing waters. Well, that's Genesis. That's the creation of the world, as God's Spirit is said to hover and blow over the waters. Verse 2, parting of the waters, as in Exodus, the delivery of the people of Israel from slavery in Egypt when the waters of the Red Sea parted and allowing them to escape the Egyptian army. Verse 3, cleansing. Well, we read about that in Matthew, and that's the baptism of Jesus in the River Jordan and the appearance of the Holy Spirit. And then that 4th verse, living. Well, that's referenced in John 7, almost directly, where God appears to drench our dryness and make us whole. Crashing waters at creation, watered by the Spirit's breath, first to witness day's beginning from the brightness of night's death. Parting waters stood and trembled as the captives passed on through, washing off the chains of bondage, channeled to a life made new. Cleansing water once at Jordan, closed around the one foretold, open to reveal the glory ever new and ever old. Living water